Hello guys. After the Pratisthapana of Ram Lalla's idol in the Ayodhya temple, all of us are very happy about the way it has came out, or way Arun Yogiraj has carved it out of the stone, out of the black stone. Now, interesting thing is to understand the process behind the event. So, Pratisthapana was the event of idol, whereas we need to understand what the process was, how Arun Yogiraj came into this. We have seen in the past video that Arun Yogiraj comes from a Gurukul family, Gurukul tradition of sculpture. This is the sixth generation that is doing sculpture in his entire family for 300 years. So that finesse in the art has already come to the family. I will not say only in Arun Yogiraj, but the family, because consistent work for 300 years it cannot be a joke. So obviously, after that, he has already worked on certain very prestigious projects like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's statue in Delhi, Shankaracharya's statue in Kedarnath, and some more statues in Karnataka. So he is basically a well-known person in the sculpture area of expertise, so to say. He has also gifted one Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's idol, I think 1.5 feet, to Narendra Modi, PM, our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So while Ayodhya Temple Trust was looking for sculptors who could materialize the vision of Ram Lalla, they were looking for people who can do it, and then they got in touch with three gentlemen: G.L. Bhatt from Bengaluru, Surya Narayan Pandey from Rajasthan, and Mr. Arun Yogiraj from Mysore, Karnataka. So all these three were briefed to prepare idol or sculpt or carve an idol of a stone based on the diktat that the child should be seen in a stone, a prince should be seen in the child, and Prabhu Ramchandra should be seen in the prince. Let me repeat. The worshipper or the bhakt, so to say, should be able to, general population should be able to see a child in a stone, child carved out of the stone. Then a prince should be seen in a child, and Prabhu Ramchandra should be seen in the prince. So it was a very simple diktat that was given to them with all the freedom to do. No restriction times, etc., etc. They were given proper accommodation and place to work. Those three gentlemen started work, I think, in February, April. There were two aspects which were very important. Arun Yogiraj was not clear how do we approach the face, the body structure, anatomy of a 5-year-old. That too has to be divined in the form of Prabhu Ramchandra. So while looking at the child carved out of stone, people should be able to understand he's a prince, and not only a prince, but he is Ayodhya's prince, Prabhu Ramchandra. So it's a very difficult task to do. There are two aspects. First is how do we approach the anatomy of the Ram Lalla idol, and second is how do we select the stone, because stone has to sustain for 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 years once Pratisthapana happens in the temple. So there were multiple options given, and out of all those options, there are 5 criteria that must be met by a stone that is to be selected for sculpting an idol. The chemical test, the reaction test, pressure test, and then there are 2 more tests, because the idol is to sustain and survive for nature elements for 1,000 or 2,000 years. So fortunately enough, so many bigwigs and industrialists and moneyed people were ready to donate very expensive stones for the formation of for this work. But fortunately, a small farmer from Kote village in Karnataka, this stone was selected from his farm. So the farmer had this stone in the village, in the farm, and he stays in HD Kote. So the moneyed people on the one side and the small farmer on the other, who has got the opportunity to donate or to contribute something in the form of stone that will be carved into a idol of Ram Lalla. So that was the first point. After the stone was found, there were 5 tests that were carried out on the stone: chemical, pressure, reaction, and all those stuffs. Once it was cleared, then the actual work started. So while these people were so meticulous in the operations and planning and execution, so to avoid any scratches on the stone, I'm not talking about idol, to avoid any scratches on the stone, it was not put on the foundation but on the soil of a Sharyu river, so that the soil is soft and so it can absorb the pressure, and at the same time not scratching anything on the surface of the stone. So the stone is very hard, but still they don't want any scratches on the stone. So this is how the work started. Coming back to the anatomy of a five-year-old Ram Lalla, Arun Yogiraj was not very clear. He's not he's not a medical student. Obviously, he's an MBA. So he approached it from a different aspect. There is always a Chinnar Mela in Mysore. I think in July, I believe. So he had visited, and a lot of youngsters visit that. The children basically visit the Mela. So Arun Yogiraj said he had got, with the permission of the authorities, 1,400 photographs of young children, some below 5, some above 5, to understand what the bone structure is, how the jaw appears, how the cheeks are, how the innocence in the eyes can be depicted, what are the size of their bones, how do they grow, and muscles. So he has to sculpt the complete body of a 5-year-old child, and it has to be divine and princely. That is the important thing. So he had to study, he has to take the 400 photographs for study. And while coming back to Ayodhya, while I think Dashara or Deepavali, he could see children in traditional attire roaming here and there. That also helped him to understand how a 5-year-old child should look in the divine form. And the innocence should be seen in his eyes. So that is how he started. And on December 29, 2023, he got the message that his idol is selected. And so this Arun Yogiraj's idol is on Blackstone from HD Kote in Karnataka, whereas the other participant, Satyanarayan Dubey's idol was in white marble, just for information. So on December 29th, 2023, Mr. Arun Yogiraj got the message that his idol has been selected, and then the actual process started of picking up the idol and putting it on the pedestal in the temple, after which the Pratisthapana was to happen. So this is a very interesting thing to share with you all, because everybody has seen the event, the globe has seen the event, and we are mesmerized by it. But we must understand the process behind the event. The last 9 months that Arun Yogiraj has stayed away from his family, and last 300 years that their family has taken to develop this skill, which has put them at the right location at the right time, right place at the right time, so that here they can be immortalized in the form of sculptures of Ram Lalla's idol. This is how life works basically. Events are always there. We need to understand the process. 300 years of his family's dedication, and 7 to 9 months of his continuous 14-15 hours per day work to build Ram Lalla's idol that everybody is in awe of now. One important point here is, in one of his interviews, obviously Arun Yogiraj, after such a stupendous success and exposure, will get a lot of opportunities and a lot of work. But Arun Yogiraj has very clearly said that the projects of national importance will come first. Then I will give priority to state projects wherein a lot of people can get motivated, inspired, and guided through such a sculptures and idols. And then obviously he said last point can be my personal own interest. So this is how these people are approaching their art, and how it is monetizing them in the form of such a huge fame and immortality, in the form of name that will be always taken till the Ram Lalla idol is there in Ayodhya. People will always say Arun Yogiraj from Mysuru did this. Thank you very much.